And again, we're getting this really cool sound that's usable in a variety of noisy and interesting, maybe sound effect ways, without filters going on. This is just a sawtooth wave going through the amp. So that's special. But yeah, and let's not forget that we have other options for modulation. There's our sawtooth wave in the LFO with the frequency of the LFO turned all the way up. And also, let's not forget that we can put sample and hold as a modulation to the VCA. There is an application for that. Offhand, I don't know what it is. I mean, we could do a number of things to make that into sort of an applicable thing, but the simple fact that you can do it is pretty cool. And don't forget that since we have such a high LFO rate, we can put it into the audio range, and then we get noise as an amplitude modulation source. That's really cool that you can do that, that you have that possibility. It really means that this is more of a synthesizer than a lot of synthesizers are. And let's not forget that, you know, we can do other things. We can have the LFO modulating a variety of things. As it's modulating the amplitude, we can reinforce that by modulating the VCF in the same way, but with resonance. And then we can modulate that with one of the envelope generators. There's a fair amount of complexity that you can generate using this. It's more of a synthesizer and less of just a nice synthesizer tone generator like so many of the synthesizers of this era ended up being. And that is fantastic. Got a little loud there. And do not forget that we can apply sort of a weird LFO mod effect like this to oscillator 1 at the same time that we don't apply that to oscillator 2, but have like a distinct envelope on it. So let's... So we can have, again, the effect of having two different amps that are modulated in different ways. This one is currently being modulated by just envelope generator alone. The first one is being modulated by the LFO at the same time. So you have kind of a more traditional sound happening in the oscillator 2 chain and this weird sort of effect happening in oscillator 1. And that is, I mean, there's a lot you can do with that. You can sort of control the intensity by using the EG depth, of course. Or you could just have it completely on using the initial level. So the point I'm trying to make is that there is enough going on with the VCAs that you can actually use them as a part of your synthesis change, as a part of your synthesis chain in order to create changes over time and engage the VCA in the participation of the other aspects of the synthesizer, making it basically part of the synthesis chain instead of just the thing at the end that controls the amplitude. Well, I mean, that's what it is as we're using it. But I mean, instead of a non-functioning amp at the end that makes the sound happen, we can actually do some creative things with it. And that is amazing. I also didn't talk about having, well, basically here, let's do this. We will make the same sound in both synthesizer chains that exist. Still got stuff going on. Okay. Okay, now we have two 32-foot sawtooth waves coming in, going through the filters. Both filters are basically open. Going into the amp. We have both amp EG depths up, but let's direct them to different envelope generators. So we could do a thing like we could have a very quick plucky sound on VCA 1. Oh. Okay, so we have this quick plucky sound here, and then on VCF2 or VCO2, chain 2 of the synthesizer, we could then have EG2 doing something long and sustainy. We'll need a little bit of oscillator for that. So what you're hearing is I've been able to add this little attack transient on this sound that we wouldn't be able to do if we just had one envelope directed to one amp. So by using that to control different amps, we have the ability to create these little attack transients, and we'll get more into things like that when we talk about the envelopes. But again, having two amps to control differently is a great aspect of this synthesizer and a really uncommon thing to be found in standard 70s, 80s monosynths.